Welcome to the CFG GameCast, episode number 76, a weekly podcast created by gamers and streamers alike to discuss the latest gaming topics from the previous week. We stream a new episode on Saturdays and release it on podcast services like Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, and a whole lot more. So show us some love, give us a follow, a comment, a like, what have you on any podcast services out there, or give us check out our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, to not miss an episode. I am Mr. CFG Games himself, Davis Green, and with me today are my two awesome co-hosts. I got Lex in the second seat. How are you doing, Cyborg?
I'm doing all right. Thank you for acknowledging that. I'm doing okay. I just trying to transition into a new season, and my body hates itself. And same old. But
transition seasons always suck between the fall to winter. But then again, I really like the weather of winter. Winter is so much.
I do too. And I think if we had more of we had a weird transition. I know, and I'm sure Smitty will tell you. Like we started to cool off, and then all of a sudden we were 90, 102 again, and then we cooled off again, and then right now outside, I don't know about your neighborhood, but my trash can's probably down the street right now. It's we have a storm that's hitting everyone around us but us, and so it's not hit the valley, and so we've got 50-mile-an-hour winds outside right now. If my Christmas lights are still there when we're done, I'll be shocked. But yeah, it's like, I don't know. The weather's been weird. Like we had an Indian winter, and now it finally is cold, which is nice. I can turn my AC off finally. But yeah, it's just it's been a weird transition, and I think that's why my body is just like, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? So being a cyborg, my robot parts don't like when stuff like that happens. But it's cool. I'm figuring out,
That's cool. How is the grind going for you in
Bless?
What's it called? Bless, yeah.
Oh, I love it. I'm really, really liking Bless a lot. To the point where I'm laying in bed and I'm like, I could Netflix and chill, or I could play Bless. I did have to skip Thursday's Bless this week, and I was really sad about it. But I'm really enjoying it, and it's a lot of fun. The community is really cool too. Sometimes you get unsolicited advice, and that happens with everything. But a lot of people are really nice and helpful, because there's a lot of things with upgrading and all of those certain things, and they're like, oh, don't upgrade that. Wait till you get the next thing. It's coming up. I won't spoil it for you. And I'm like, thank you. Oh my God. Yeah. I love when communities do that, instead of someone last week was like, why don't you just open your entirety of the map? And I'm like, sir, I can barely find Kazakor right now. And I only have 3 huge villages open. So no, I won't do that. Maybe that's a good advice for other people, but for me, I don't see that well. And opening up the map could lead to better possibilities, and it will at some point. I'm just not ready for that yet, and I really want to take my time. I want to learn the game with paths. Exactly. I jumped I jumped head first instead of feet first, and because I was like, well, I have the knowledge base back there. I can ask him any question I want. But it was more of I got frustrated with it really quickly because it's so dark. I couldn't see it, and I'm not having that issue with Bless, and that's what I like. And their nighttime, it's more of dusk instead of night, and so I can still see, and I'm like, yes, it's great.
That's great. I'm glad you're having a fun time in that game. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What level are you?
Right.
Not 18 because I have a box I need to open. I'm almost at 18, I think.
All right. I think I'm at 10
now.
now.
That game?
I don't know. You'd have to
60?
ask Karma. I don't know. She's crazy high.
Yeah.
I know she started on Xbox, and I think she's already past 30 on PlayStation. She speed ground that. Yeah. She's like, let me know when you're in the 20s. I'll help you. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I know. I said something to her the other day about it. I was like, oh yeah, eventually when I get there.
It's hilarious. I didn't get in on this.
It's solid. I'm enjoying it. I don't know when we're able to do multiplayer things and stuff like that together. I think how it balances out. If we were in a party, would it balance out what the level of people are, or what it does?
I think I would rather want to do something like that. That's more closer to not necessarily end game, but high level. If we can all congregate to that, right?
I know. So, for instance, like, there was a thing that I was doing and I did not have the correct for, and a few people were watching and like jumped into my channel because I told them, I'm like, I'm on channel this. If you jump in, this is what I'm about to go do. And instead of people being like, you're not ready for that, I had some people come in and help me, and they were like, just get like a couple hits and like back out. And I'm like, why? And I realized I went down twice. I was like, I didn't do anything. Oh man, this guy's bad.
He just looked at me and I was like, ugh.
Yeah, basically. My character was like, ugh. But yeah, no. And they were like, go open the chest, go open the chest. I'm like, I barely touched it. I don't deserve this. And they're like, it's fine, it's fine. So I mean, it depends. Like, you
carry me.
Basically, you have people who are doing the same stuff, like when you're waiting for things to spawn, and I think they're around the same level. You can see they're not too up there, but there are sometimes I'll run into it and I'm like, that person's level 32. I'm like, holy moly. But like, I only see them when I'm in like the marketplace areas.
Yeah.
A lot of the spawning when I'm waiting, Karma was like, yeah, you can flip channels and just find which one spawns first. Which
I don't understand the channels thing. I have so many questions.
I'll explain that to you.
Yeah.
Because
like I've seen people like channel 5. There's a gargoyle.
Well, EU doesn't have channel. Well, channel 5 does. So if you're playing with EU people, you want to be in channel 1 through 4.
Oh, I think I'm typically one.
Call this the CFG GameCast, the
blessed version. Sorry,
blessed unleashed.
That's like, yeah. I didn't think it was like that far into it, but that's pretty cool though.
It gets deep. It gets deep.
It's solid. Deep. Everyone's really sweet though, and they've been really nice. There was one dude that came in and kind of tried to like make me feel janky for being low level. I'm like, dude, I started yesterday. Calm down.
That's how it always is when you play those kind of games.
Yeah. And then come to find out, he got pulled over from someone else's, and I got like a message from that streamer. They're like, I am so sorry. They are banned from my. I'm like, oh. I mean, I get a lot of that. Like, I'm kind of used to it, and I just make it funny, And they're like, yeah, they were a pinnacle in my community, and now they're gone. I'm like, oh.
That's what happens. That's what happens.
Deuces, don't be a dick, man.
All right, and we also got the 5-star general of the itty bitty Smitty committee. I got Smitty on the 3rd seat. How y'all doing, buddy?
Doing good. This is the last week of my break, so I'll be back live next week, starting on Tuesday with Destiny 2. I'm also going to be.
Wow.
That's right, because that's reset day, and so I'm very committed to Destiny 2. For sure, but I'm also going to be
that like him.
Yeah, I have been playing a lot of it. I'm trying to be able to start doing raids and stuff like that, and just do all the things and stuff, and kind of get to where I was back in the day. So we'll see how it plays out, but I'll be doing that. And then Thursdays, I'm actually gonna be streaming over on Facebook and YouTube. I'm gonna try that out, maybe produce some different content over there. So we'll see how that goes, and then I'll be live on Fridays, but I'm gonna be starting at 6 p.m. instead of 8 p.m. like I typically did. So I'll be starting a little earlier, but I'm excited to get back into it and start doing things, and you know what I mean. It's been a nice little break, but time to do some things.
What made you want to come back to go try out Facebook? Like, was there something that?
Well, there was a lot of, and that's something that I've thought of before. I know we've had conversations about it too, just kind of diversifying and seeing what different, like I tested it out the other day and it was crazy being, people, I didn't mean to actually post it and it posted. But people actually came in and, you know what I mean? I was asking them questions and stuff like that. So, again, it's a whole nother audience that can be tapped into and being able to connect with other people, outside on other platforms as well. So it's like, it's worth a shot.
Try, yeah. I was actually looking at it the other day with cause I guess I'm a little confused with Facebook gaming because like the only thing I have as a reference to Facebook gaming is when you're on your Facebook page and then you just scroll down, then occasionally you see the one game or the one person saying, oh, so-and-so's playing on Facebook gaming. And that's it. I don't usually go on facebook.gg and just check the front page of all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, I was looking at it a long time ago, but I may want to take a look at it again because I told you because
it's definitely well, it was interesting too, kind of going in and checking out how the other platforms work, because each one is a little different in their own respect. So again, I just I just feel like it's worth at least checking out and seeing how it does. Plus, I think it also gives me a little more opportunity to do some different content on a different platform and then focus a little more on my Twitch. Again, I want to make Destiny 2 a staple, and then I don't know what I'm going to do with Fridays as of right now because there's so much. I want to be able to play Bless, you know what I mean, and stream that because I'm really enjoying that, same as you, Lex. Or get something that that's really community driven. Cause I really haven't gotten into a game like that. So, you know what I mean? It's like, I've got friends that play it. I'm having a ton of fun playing it right now. So I want to get a little more focus on what I'm producing and doing on Twitch. And then, have a Facebook and YouTube to maybe produce some other, I'm thinking, I don't know. I'm thinking things.
That sounds cool. Oh, sounds pretty cool. What's up, Flash?
All right, so are you gonna go live on Facebook and YouTube time?
Yes, I am.
Oh, can you do that? I don't know.
Yeah, you can do it because Twitch is the only one that has the limitation.
That doesn't allow you.
That doesn't allow you to do it.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
So, and I know a lot of you guys watched that Devin, I think Devin Nash is his name or whatever video.
Yeah.
And like that, like I feel like there were some good points and there were some, cause I see people like back out of their affiliations. And to me, it's like, well, I mean, you already have it. It's not, you know what I mean? It doesn't hurt you because you can still do the other thing. You just can't do it on the same day or whatever. You are restricted by that. I understand that.
Some people just don't care because I know streamers that are affiliates or partners that are still multicasting.
That still do that, absolutely,
on Twitch and YouTube on the DL. But yeah, I mean, that's a
because I thought about it.
I might need to pick your brain on that. What's the end of it? I was thinking of it too, but like I really kind of like I don't know if I want to do that.
Right,
especially. The big thing is the resources. That thing does. Because like the program you would probably need to use on it is Restream. And to multi-stream on it, and it takes a lot of just normal resources just for it to work. Yeah, so I don't know, but well, I guess if you're working on a two computer setup, you'll be okay. But who knows?
Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Cool. Let me know.
Yeah.
I need to pick your brain on that.
That's
cool. Same.
Yeah.
What about you?
What about
buddy?
you?
Yeah.
Oh man, like I've been really busy. I streamed one day. We hit the channel community goal this week.
Nice.
And I did the Death Nut challenge.
Ooh.
Which was basically and like
I got told you got off pretty soon after that. Were you okay, buddy?
Like it wasn't like it was weird because it wasn't the hotness that got me. That's what was
burning?
No, it wasn't even the burning that got me. It was the stomach cramp. Like it was just like after like it just
get the boo-boos
to me so bad.
No.
But what's funny? So like okay, so what was funny was this. So like so I did the death nut challenge, and then I'm like, okay, cool. I thought it was like I was gonna destroy my butt in the toilet or whatever, but it was not the case. Instead, like I was like, it was churning, but it was like as if you had your fist and someone's just cranking your stomach like this. So like, and I'm at work, and then like I had to go to work that day too. So like, I literally couldn't sit in the chair because it just kept on happening. And then like, so I had to lay down with my monitor like on the side like this up, and I'm just moaning like, oh. So I was like, this just like can't move. And then finally after like 3 hours of this nonsense, then I had to go to the restroom. Was this the
next day?
No, this is all the same day.
It immediately took hold.
Yeah. So I was like, oh my God. It's like, I was in so much pain. And then I was like, okay, this thing's no joke. so that's the one that got me.
Now I want to try it.
It is terrible.
I don't want to try that. I don't want that at all. I had a case of the itis the other day, and I had to go to anytime like I get that, dude. Like I have to like go to a liquid diet. I can't eat anything. Yeah. Ooh,
It was a bad Monday. It was not a good Monday. So then throughout that week, I decided to finally build my nerd wall right here. It's been sitting in the background for the past year. Yeah, and then decided to build my new computer, which now it makes me sad. Now that it's done, all it's missing is one component that allow me to use it. So yeah, it was a pretty good week, and I did some interviews with some people like Mark Thompson from the Star Wars, people from Amazon, and then next week is Will Wheaton, I believe. I don't remember.
Will Wheaton?
I'm sorry. What?
Oh,
Will
I told you about that.
You didn't say anything about Will Wheaton.
Yeah. Oh, I'll talk about that later. I'm not really even sure. But yeah, so
can I just be a fly on the wall, pretty please?
Oh yeah, that would. Oh yeah, I don't know. That'd be very cool. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll definitely see. There's gonna be more information about that later. Like I said, we'll didn't mean to really say that out loud. My bad.
He said I didn't mean to say that out loud.
I have tears in my eyes. What?
Well, yeah. Well, anyways, we can't be talking about Will Wheaton right now. We're going to be talking about video games. So let's go through the normal rigmarole like we normally do in a week. Each of us picks a new topic of discussion within video games from the previous week. The topic would or could be about a specific game or something that happened in the gaming industry. We don't want to talk about this amongst ourselves, so in our own topics. We want you, the listeners that are listening or watching on Twitch, to be a part of the conversation. So if you have something to say, by all means, type it up inside the chat. We will include you in our discussions, and we will keep it going. So let's get this started. So this isn't really a topic from all of this is more a mutual topic for all of us, because every year this is our last episode of the year. So what we're going to do is that every end of the year we're going to be doing our tradition now is we're going to have the picks of our game of the year picks for each of us. So so then we'll discuss why we chose this to be our game of the year. So I guess you don't have to have a runner-up, I would say, but you could say if you have a close tie or something, then by all means you could say runner-up or whatever. Because I did have a runner-up on this year.
So you're basically setting this up for yourself.
We had runner-ups last year. If you go back to
okay.
Yeah,
but that was over the last decade.
Oh man, no, I'm talking about 2019 when I had the discussion with Lex about like Monster Hunter.
Oh yeah,
I'm talking about the end of the year. Yeah, so no, I'm just talking about this stuff. So the biggest thing is, another thing is that the one rule is that it has to be a game that came out this year. That's another thing. Very distinct. Thanks to the just reminded me of Monster Hunter. So. If it was up to me, one of my favorite games this year was Persona 5, but I find Persona 5 Royal ineligible because it came out 2 years ago.
Right.
Yeah, originally. So I would not, I don't count
Doesn't
Persona 5
count.
for this year. Yeah, it does not count.
Denied.
So
No.
That's the example of it. So let's get this going. You know what? I'll start it first this year. I do, like I said, I do have a runner up, and it's a surprising runner up, I would say. And I don't like the idea that it was this close because I'm not a big fan of the company. But I would say that Doom Eternal definitely has the leg to stand on to be one of the could have been the game of the year, in my opinion. The reason why is that even though it's a first person shooter, because don't get me wrong, we had first person story driven shooters before, like Wolfenstein and stuff like that. This one kind of was very innovative when it came to wanting forcing you to use different weapons, making you do certain abilities to get armor health back. The story was very strong in itself. It was just fun to go in melee. Then the additional things like hard on mode and stuff, the hard mode and all that different kinds of things really made it fun. And at the beginning, hard on mode. Oh,
thank you. Thank you. You said it, not me.
As he looks down.
Oh my god!
You did it, not me.
Oh, that's funny.
Hard on mode. You don't know what mode that is?
Yeah,
I do. That's every morning.
Oh god. Oh yeah. So we just definitely, it was a fun game. And then if you remember one of the podcasts we had earlier this year, I said that this game is in the contendership of Game of the Year, but it was so early in the it was so early in the year that there was no but I knew there was other things that were going to be coming out. So but this game does, for its credit, was really well made for it, especially when it's not just a first person shooter, because the way you play Doom is a lot different than what you play normal first FPSs. So I will definitely say that. So, and then the music, the thing that makes Doom really good is just the drive with the music. So this is so I'd say this is a very stable runner up for me personally.
Oh, that's your runner up.
Yeah,
that's my runner up. I know. I'm building up on it. Yeah.
He's gonna keep talking. I'll go shut up.
But my game of the year this year is definitely on the PS4. It's definitely Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch is Ghost of Tsushima, because like Ghost of Tsushima was so fun to explore. And I'm surprised that it was a Sucker Punch game, because like Sucker Punch is the same company that made Infamous, and they were pretty much quiet the whole time, like throughout the whole time of the PlayStation's launches, throughout its time. But like once they released the Ghost of Tsushima, my god, dude, like the battle scenes, the battle sequences, the battle system was fun. How you slice some of these fools down, like everything that made the game so much fun was all integrated with your character. And like I said, just the views, like the grass, the petals falling off from the tree, yellow, all the sakura flowers, all these different kinds of things. And the coolest thing, Kurosawa mode, black and white. You can do a black and white samurai mode while you're fighting and stuff. Freaking awesome. Like they really did an outstanding job of the game, and the story was great too. So like visually it was fun. Like when I was playing it, I was like, you know what, I really want to. I'm not a big fan of open world games, because once you do sandbox games, it's really hard to kind of keep yourself, on track, because there's so many side stories and so many different kinds of things. But the way they kind of set it up and all the extra bonuses and trinkets and things, very doable to kind of get to it. So you're not going through weird puzzles like you did, in like Batman and stuff, trying to get the stupid Riddler puzzles and stuff. So it was very, 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 very doable, very fun. I would definitely suggest this for anyone to play. This is a must play game for these kind of things. But this was definitely very much my game of the year this year. So
it's actually Ghost of Tsushima.
Tsushima.
Tutsuma. Tutsuma.
Tutsuma.
It's Tutsuma. So we interviewed Daisuke.
Daisuke,
guy. American muggle.
Got him.
Yeah, dude, I would have to, this would be for me if I had played the game, because I hadn't played it and I've heard nothing but great things. I couldn't even consider it, you know what I mean? Because I didn't actually play it, but it is an app, you know what I mean? It's a super gorgeous game. This is like a dream to be a samurai in this story. The lore, I love that lore. I used to watch old samurai movies and stuff like that. So that automatically, dude, this takes me back. So to be able to be a character and jump into a world like this, like I'm excited to play it. It's on my PlayStation. I have the game. I just had to beat some other things before I took it on. But I think for sure, dude, I was a little disappointed to see that it didn't win more at the Game Awards. But it won,
I believe, didn't it win viewers choice?
It won viewers choice and something else. I can't remember what maybe art design or something.
I'll pull that up while I go with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
sorry, go ahead.
Freaking. No. I'm pulling it up so you can.
And like I'm one of them dudes that loves like the Dynasty Warriors. So like this scene alone like is getting me all hyped up and like I want to play it now. Yeah.
Like the times when you go, like there were the times where you go and you find these convoys, you can do these 101 like draw offs. I can't say it wrong. And you fight the gang of like all the people that were there. Oh, so great! I can't wait till this thing is optimized for PS5. Like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for.
How it's not.
Yeah, that is what I'm waiting for. It's for that PS5 version of it. But I know that, and speaking with them, like how much it meant to them, the crew and stuff like that, just working on this project and being able to tell this story. You know what I mean? They had a lot of fun doing this and being able to be this character and build off of this world, and tell this story, meant a lot to them.
Yes, they did they actually added co-op mode back in October. And the game, the co-op mode in Ghost of Tsushima is even better. It's freaking fun. It's
dude. Wait, there's really co-op fun in this?
Yeah, now there is. Yeah, there's like basically like dungeon crawling inside this game now. So it's really very well made. I would definitely suggest to try it. It sucks. Like I only been able to play time wise. I only been able to play maybe an hour, 2 hours of it. But I've been seeing people playing further out in this game, and you make some crazy armor sets and stuff with some people. Very fun game. So yeah, I would definitely suggest for that. So, I'm sorry, Lex. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, Smitty, you keep beating the bush. What was your game of the year?
We're gonna keep beating the bush.
You didn't say which game. What your game?
Oh,
nobody has yet.
About mine.
Oh,
yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, wow. Lex said, and you're done. And you're done.
Yeah,
I know you.
We also
you're teasing me.
What do you mean?
You're teasing me. I want to know what it's
Davidson. We were literally in the middle talking about Davidson's.
We were like, he was responding on what I was thinking of my game of the year. That's all he said. He says, "You can't say this ain't patience."
Dude, how many patients have had 3 Red Bulls in a?
Oh,
I was like, what do I do?
It's a best art direction was the one that they won on, by the way.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so that was a cool thing. Okay. So now Smitty.
Okay.
What's your game of the year?
So I think this is gonna be surprising to a lot of you guys, but I have to give it mad props, because as we went into the whole lockdowns and everything, just kind of everything came to a halt, one game really brought us all together, and that is Animal Crossing. I have to give it up to Animal Crossing, dude. Like, it came at one of the hardest time of anybody's life. We're still in the middle of it. And this game, again, this is the first time I've ever played an Animal Crossing. I didn't even know what people were talking about it. You know what I mean? We're talking about beforehand. I was like, what is an Animal Crossing? Like, what is going on? And I dove headfirst into it. And it really, and I feel like for a lot of people, it brought a lot of people together. It gave us something to do when everything was like completely locked down. I feel like they've been very innovative, where other companies now are, and this not only as far as companies, but creators as well, doing fashion shows, having gift exchanges. There has been so much that has come from this that I didn't even think about, you know what I mean, as far as what you can do and capabilities wise, what you can really do with a game that allows for this. You've seen kind of little spawn off things where when conventions close, now you have these virtual conventions where people are basically doing avatars in this virtual, I mean, it's the same thing except for this is just living. So we all got to live this virtual life, and we were taken away while, you know what I mean, like literally one of the most unprecedented times in our lifetime is unfolding. We had this beautiful piece of video gaming drop upon us. I never thought, you know what I mean? Again, to me, I have to give mad respect, and for what this did. This truly was a game of the year for me.
Well, I mean, like when you think about it, because Lex was talking about, like, I mean, literally, Lex was talking about, like, when you think about what Animal Crossing kind of did just in general, because Lex literally last week was talking about how outside like accessory companies are starting to go into this game to kind of do these kind of weird compensations, these weird kind of fashion deals. It's very like cool, chill, relaxed kind of thing that you literally do whatever you're wanting to like to make anything cute in the rest of this kind of deal.
I was able to play with my family, you know what I mean? We all are on the same island and we have, you know what I mean? Like, it's fantastic.
Have their own houses and all that stuff. Yeah. So I mean, it's not like, I won't say surprising. I think it's more saying that it's surprising that you are saying that you're the one that's picking this one out. So like, so I can easily see that,
Yeah.
I remember you. What are you gonna say, Lex?
I'm surprised that this was your game. This sounds like something I would have said.
No, I know.
So
I was afraid that you were. I was like, I hope she didn't pick this.
I'm not. I play it multiple times a day, every day, and that's not my game of the year. I love it. No, and I think you're right. Like, Animal Crossing brought us together, and when I there was a Switch shortage, and Dust was like, I'm looking for a Switch. I'm like, there, you don't have to. But then I like the whole time I'm sitting there, I'm like, I want to know what's happening. I don't understand. And like, I would watch people play, and I'm like, okay. But playing it yourself is a different experience. And I would also have to give it up. Doom was like, Doom and Animal Crossing are like fighting for second place for me. I loved Doom. I've always loved Doom. The company, like Bethesda, sometimes you guys, I swear to God, like
sometimes
all the time. All the time.
But I loved Doom. I love Animal Crossing. Like, it snowed on my island and it stuck yesterday, and I was running around like, this is amazing! Playing, and the kitten's like, play with me. I'm like, screw you, cat. I'm playing right now. And like the other night I stayed up till like 6 a.m. doing diamond paintings in bed because I wasn't feeling good and I couldn't sleep, and playing Animal Crossing. And I would have to agree with you. Like, Animal Crossing is one of those games that really just, when I'm not feeling good and I don't have the energy to talk, but like I can't sleep anymore or like physically rest because I'm in pain, Animal Crossing is like my go-to because I can just grab it, pull it. And Adam's always like, why don't you just put it on the TV? I'm like, no, because I can put it this close to my face and I can see everything, But yeah, I think Animal Crossing, and it was funny because our friend Double Agent Smith had put out a tweet a couple weeks ago. I think I've referenced this a couple times. He's like, we started the year out going to each other's islands and playing and having fun and being all wholesome, and now we're stabbing each other in the backs because of Among Us, and I would have to agree. And I think, this year's been rough for everybody, and we all have to have an outlet. And watching my godkids not have child-to-child interaction anymore has been rough. Like, it's not been easy on them. And I know, other kids and their neighborhood's not set up in a fashion where like their friends are like on the same street. Like, when I was a kid, my friends were next door and down the street, you know what I mean? And we could do all this. Now there's a pandemic and nobody can interact. And they come over and it's, can I play Animal Crossing? It's like, yeah, go ahead. And, I see how just that little bit of interaction honestly has been good for them. And they don't have to talk to other people technically. Like, they can hang out. Like, I've had a few friends visit the island when they're playing, and like Adam's work friends, because they play. And so they'll come and like hang out on the island when my godkids are playing. I had no idea. They're like, yeah, I have a friend here. It's Nicole. I'm like, who?
It's a good virtual hangout with all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, no, I mean, I think it definitely is a good chill, smooth game that you'll have to really have a lot to worry about. For some reason, I was thinking the way how you were setting it up, I was thinking you were going to say Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
No, that's just no.
I was like, what?
No, that's not. It ain't. It's fun. I enjoy that and love that game. But yeah, no. That was not the game of the year. I got the Beerus DLC at least. I still haven't even gotten into it because I still had a little bit left. No. I did. I haven't gotten into it, but I finished like the main story game.
I see. The beer DLC. Yep, essentially.
The beer
All
DLC.
right, Lex, what is your game of the year?
Ravage, please don't hate me. It was The Last of Us.
Ravage didn't like Last of Us 2?
He hated the ending, and I'm not going to spoil it for anyone. We have a spoiler cast if you guys want to go watch it.
Ooh, look at that. Look at that cross promotion. That's
I
nice.
like it.
You're welcome. No, I don't want to spoil it for anyone in case they do want to play it. I waited for The Last of Us Part 2 to be like a week and a half out before I played the first one. Because I'm one of those people, and I joke like I'm a more person. Like last night, when we were done watching Mandalorian, I looked at him and I'm like, I don't feel good, but more. He's like, that's it. There's no more episodes that we can watch. I'm like, oh, dang it. And so I waited and I played them back to back. And I will tell you, it takes a lot for me to cry and feel that emotion in a video game. And something about it, just being Ellie and it was like the roughest, I would say, like 3 months of my life in general. And then I was playing that, and it was amazing. And, a lot of people right out the gate, and we talked about it, without even playing it, we're giving The Last of Us Part 2 bad reviews because of, a whole issue. Again, spoiler cast, you can go watch it. And we all sat here and we disagreed with it. And we're like, no, that's not the case. And if you play the game, that isn't the case. And I think the way the immersion was, they never took you out of it. They didn't break that fourth wall. And it was just so intense that you start out with the second one and you're Ellie and you're playing, and then you switch characters and you're like, wait a second. No, this is my enemy. Like, and it wasn't a case of like, it took me a really long time throughout the second one to really start to grasp that, okay, these are two separate people with two separate lives that are now intertwining. And though this person has been damaged because of this person has also been damaged because of said person. And it really takes you into it. And like the last showdown, I was just bawling and I'm like screaming like at my computer. No, I can't. And Ravage is like, do it. Like, I can't, and it puts you in that position of, is this all worth it? Like, and it really makes you reflect on like your life and, in normal circumstances, like of how have I held grudges throughout my life and how did they impact things that I didn't even think about? You know what I mean? And really looking at it made me take kind of like a perspective on other things. And I don't know. And maybe that game came out like a bad time, honestly, but it also came at one of like the best times because it made me, we're already isolated. I'm having to reflect on what it is. And now this thing has been put in my lap where, you know what I mean? Like I literally had to say goodbye to a best friend of like almost 12 years, not too long ago. And it was like, after playing that game, I was like, I don't regret my decision. Like I don't regret it because clearly her and I are on different paths and maybe they'll intersect at some point, but it's not now. And so yeah, Last of Us Part 2 would have to be my game of the year. Again, if you guys want to know more, we all have three different, very, very different opinions on the game too. So I would highly recommend you guys listen to the spoiler cast if you want.
I'll put the link to the spoiler cast. I don't remember it, but I do remember it.
We all had really very different. Oh, it was a great conversation. I mean, we agreed on a lot, but I think we had different variations on similar concepts. But
well, for me, I know I didn't like it.
Yeah.
That was me.
Right.
Well, no, I'm saying I didn't like it. But it's like and we had our reasons. You're right. But like I said, it's like I'm not expecting everyone to agree with what I like and what everyone not like.
But I also think that's what made the spoiler cast great is because we all had different opinions and we very much elaborate on that and we discuss topics that are hard to discuss coming from, cisgendered gay and two straight males, you know what I mean?
Kinds of things,
right. And
a breakdown.
Right, and there was a lot to it, and I think that's what made it a great conversation, because we opened that floor up for discussion, versus a lot of people being closed-minded, hearing the scenario, and then saying, "I hate this, and I haven't even looked at it yet." You know what I mean? I don't think you can disagree with something if you don't know all of the information, and having that information is key in the scenario. You know what I mean?
Right,
So,
definitely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think I do remember that. I do remember that. I mean, don't get me wrong. Last of Us is like battle system, everything. Like battle system, music, like you're saying, the battle system, music, and art. Like you can't deny that this game is freaking beautiful. It's a beautiful game. I mean, the game did above and beyond everything that you needed to do, even in a time where they're saying ray tracing and like, you know, lighting effects and stuff. The game didn't have all those bells and whistles, but
yeah,
it
and
did
it was
its best.
still
Yeah, and it still did it really good for
photorealistic. It was great.
for PS4. And this is not even including like even the handicapped options that they did in the game. I mean, they thought
they
thought about a
beautiful.
lot of different things in this game. So I definitely understand where what made the game really special for a lot of people. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
So no, I mean, I could easily understand why you would love this like that game as giving you, because I remember you were really praising it. I remember, if I remember correctly.
Well,
Yeah.
it sucks, because like I hear people talk about how they enjoyed a game X, Y, or Z, whatever it be, and they're like, "Oh, it was so beautiful," and this and that, and I'm like, I played that, and I didn't see all of that stuff. And this was a game where like I could edit it to where it was photorealistic for me, and I could see and hear everything the way I needed to, and like I could change the color of, you know, I had a lot of people come, they're like, why do you have the font in yellow? I'm like, because I'm light sensitive and I can't see white.
I love yellow
I don't
font.
know. Please, thank
I
you.
love yellow font.
When I watch Netflix, like it's off white, but we have, I think HBO Max does theirs in yellow for me, and it's like, I love you, thank you.
So much nicer.
I can see it without my glasses on. I can read the TV. I have a phone and I can't read the subtitles. Are you kidding me? Stop it. Stop it. And like there were so many details, and it was all of the little nuances that made that game beautiful for me. Not just the storyline. Storyline was great. We all have different opinions on that, but I loved it. That was my game of the year.
And I think that's why, like for me, I think too much time had passed for me, so I didn't have as much of a connection with Joel and Ellie. Although, you know what I mean, like I think I should have gone back and maybe played it again. I did. One thing that I did love was the Abby and how we end up. That was probably the character that I ended up connecting the most with, and I really enjoyed horror.
Spoilers.
Huh?
Spoilers. Heads up.
What do you mean? No, I'm not saying anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, I wasn't gonna go into it. I was just saying that I enjoyed, like, she was the character that I connected with, even though Ellie would have been the main protagonist. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's how so it's like, I get it, but I expected this to win awards, win all the awards and stuff like that, because it's still a fantastic piece of video game, no matter how you look at it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's not so far out of the thing, like out of the contentionship. I mean, shoot, they also like cleaned out recently at the awards. So I mean, definitely goes to show. I mean, I may disagree with a lot of them, but still, I would definitely I could easily see why it would be some people's picks and stuff. So so it is. Let's go check. Let me check inside the chat to see what was up. Game I kind of wanted to play with Cyberpunk 2077 because it looks interesting to me. Wait 1 or 2 years. Don't blame that. I am wanting to I'm waiting to play it when I get my new graphics card. So I don't know when that's going to happen. So it's going to be like in a month or two. I can easily wait for that. No, I'm in no hurry, or because I'm not planning on streaming it either. So that's a game I feel like it's going to be for myself, and everyone and their moms are currently streaming it. So there's no reason to do that.
I'm enjoying it. Oh, are you serious? Oh yeah, no. We talked about it before.
We're going to talk about it. That's the topic.
Yeah. And then you're playing it right now, Smitty. How you like it?
Yeah, I am enjoying it. It's a great adult game. It is not made for children. That's for sure. You should see some of the photos I've taken. They are hilarious.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I get to be as weird as my heart desires. So.
I wish you showed that. Yeah, you gotta show me some of those photos. That's freaking hilarious. Well, this is a perfect segue to the next step, the next topic. So let's go to Lex right now. What topic is it that you're bringing to the table?
Well, Cyberpunk 2077. A lot of people this week have praised me for not playing it and not spoiling it for them. And I say, you're welcome, but I can't play it. And here's why. So an article came out and I had heard rumors about it right as the game was being released. Now, Mr. Man in the other room is absolutely loving it and playing it. And some of our funniest conversations have happened. But over on December 7th, this article was published by Leanna Rupert, and she's a great writer. And she plays a lot of games that I have enjoyed in the past. But she is also, she had a head injury. And so she has seizures. And so a lot of the times I kind of look to her reviews to see, what I can or cannot play and what would trigger me and how to avoid it. I am not epileptic, but I do have seizures because I do have a brain and spinal cord injury as well. And a lot of the times, we'll be playing games and it's also the music that triggers me too. So I have multiple triggers, but she had a grand mal seizure while playing, along with several other minor seizures as well from playing the game. And she enjoys titles like Dead Space, and she can't really as much herself play it anyways because she loves the game so much. But she did suffer a major seizure and several moments where she was close to another one. Her article in Game Informer, did I link it to you boys? I think I did. Let me give that to you just in case.
Can you drop it in chat?
Yeah, I'll drop it in both. She basically goes through and she forced herself to play it, even though she had the grand mal. She was like, I really wanted to be able to give headway to other people who are like me that still want to have these experiences. And Dust was he'd kind of alluded to it before I read. He was like, it's got to be the headset. Now I've watched a little bit of other people play, and I can honestly say it started to trigger one and I had to step away. So if I rated you and you're playing Cyberpunk and you're like, why is Lex not in the chat? Why? I can't. I'm sorry. So there's general triggers that she talks about, like the red glitching animations. The eye saving mode helps. They have since done a patch. But a lot of people who are epileptic and do, have seizures are still saying that the patch sort of works, but still heads up. For instance, like when you have your interactions with Johnny Silverhand, which we've seen highlights. If you've seen the trailers, that is Keanu's character. I'm not going to give any spoilers here. Be aware that might trigger you. The brain dance warning. So it was a main feature that the game CDPR had been talking about previously. It's an intricate part of the story from beginning to end. And it's basically plugging into a mainframe that can trigger you, and most likely will if you have seizures. When suiting up, that can trigger you.
There's a ton.
But there's so many triggers. So if you are epileptic or you do have seizures or you have a brain injury, because I have waking seizures, but I do have grand mal at least once a month. Usually that's during my sleep, which is odd. I wake up and I go, I'm gonna faint, to nobody in particular, and then I have a seizure. But just a heads up. So if you're really wanting to play now, Cyberpunk did do a patch, updated on the 12th, which would be today. There's not a lot of review out yet of whether or not this has worked. There's the Eurogamer reported in the UK charity Epilepsy Action call for an urgent update to Cyberpunk in response to a warning that the game was triggering those with epilepsy. Also, just for reference purposes, if you've ever played games, it'll warn you, like Five Nights at Freddy's, there's a huge warning. Hey, flashing lights, heads up, you might get triggered. Not really one with the Cyberpunk, which I was like, wait a minute, what?
Nope.
So like there's a warning, but it wasn't at the beginning really.
Is there a
now
warning?
there is.
Rather just say that they apply the hot. Yeah, rather to say that they apply the hotfix to lessen the flashing and intensity. I don't know.
Correct, but there still
Would you say
are
it's not-
danger zones.
Yeah, it's not enough apparently.
Yeah. Also, every seizure different kind of for everyone. Like I have waking seizures. Dust has to snap me out of them quite often. I have them when I'm playing. I've had them during the podcast. And you know, it just kind of varies. And sometimes like someone speaking in a monotone voice plus like a same like a constant like humming can like set me off for no reason. Little things, ambulances set me off, which used to not. And so I'm kind of I'm letting him play it. Also, just I'm kind of like Fry. I wait a little bit before I play a game. I'm gonna wait for the hot fixes. But to my friends who also have seizures or brain injuries, this is a great article that you should probably dig into before you dig into Cyberpunk. Some people are finding out that they do have seizures by playing Cyberpunk also. That was an interesting Reddit thing that I came across. People were discussing how they've never had a seizure before. And they put the headset on and it triggered one. You know, some people don't know. Also, it is common for you to have at least one grand mal seizure in your lifetime. So don't freak out if you do. But if you feel funny during something, stop. Just stop. Look away. Close your eyes. Closing your eyes doesn't always help because your lids are thinner and sometimes the flashing can still come through. Dust was joking. He was like, "You could play, just do this every time." Like, great. So just be warned, like walking into clubs during the brain dance sequences, things like that, those can definitely trigger you. I was kind of anticipating this. I thought it would be similar to The Last of Us, where you could kind of change those settings as necessary. They put the patch in. Great, thank you. But it may not stop it for everyone. So just be aware of that. Hopefully they put some more
weird. Yeah, I just find it very weird that they
they didn't even warn people really.
They didn't have the warning.
Yeah.
Which is very odd that they would like, and I mean
it was in the credits.
Because it's intense. It's in the credits. Don't you have to beat it to get to the credits?
Yeah.
Well, no. We're talking about the initial. Don't you you mean the rolling credits at the beginning, right?
Oh,
okay, so
yeah. I was like, I didn't notice anything.
I think you can skip that too. So some people may, you know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, that's very weird that they would place it there. I mean, it seems very interesting that they would have it set into it. They Kitsander says in the EULA. Then after the article put in the additional one. Oh, okay. So basically they went through the end user license agreement. And then no one reads the end user license agreement.
It's like you should have something big and prominent on the screen.
Well, yeah.
Warning.
Like FNAF.
Yeah.
Hey,
that's
heads
what
up.
you usually need to do. Yeah, it's like a mark. It's like it's a screen in itself. It's like, hey, this game may cause screen seizures.
Yeah.
Heads
Go to
up.
your own risk. Yeah, heads up on that. Don't put it in the EULA. Are you serious? No one reads that nonsense.
That's
sorry.
crazy.
I mean, you're basically saying here is a page of lawyer talk that most people don't even care about, because now you're talking about a game that's been highly anticipated since 4 years ago. For people to just sit down and read that is like a little bit. It's virtually impossible to go. You know, so like no, that's very odd that they would take that decision on doing it. We're including this just to cover our asses legally. Yeah, they are.
That's basically what that is.
Technically, but what's EULA? I wasn't paying any attention. It's the end user license agreement fragment. So basically, when you open up a game and then it's like says, "Hey, you're about to play this game," and it's here's the license agreement. Then
you scroll through it, click it, and hit enter.
And you say accept. Yeah, that's what you do. That's what that is. So
we put it in there.
Yeah.
That's
so
pretty weak.
The point of it is basically covering their butts. So they won't get sued or anything like that. So technically they did do the bare minimum, but I'm glad that they actually did go back and then they said, okay, we messed up on this. We're gonna show some more. But come on though, like they should have known better in the first
Nobody
place.
does, Fry.
Well, and my confusion is it has never stopped. Like Five Nights at Freddy's is one of my favorite series. I can't wait for the new one. I would love to have a VR set so I could play the current one that's out. But it has never stopped me. Every game, warning, you may be triggered if you are epileptic or have seizures. Every single time I load that game, I still play it. I have had seizures because of it, and I still play it. But you know what I mean? Like people who have seizures and it's a normalized thing for them, we're used to that. Like it's not going to stop people from playing the game. So that's why I'm confused as to why it wasn't.
But it's the decision.
Hey, heads up! Right,
You're
it
right.
doesn't
Because
harm anyone. It
yeah,
only
because
helps.
at this point, it's like
Right.
you're the decision of you deciding to play the game further after you get that is on you, not on the game itself at
Right.
that point. And that's what's very weird is that, like, I mean, come on, I mean, like,
Exactly.
this is 101. This is basically gaming 101 at this point. When you want something like this, you don't put that stuff in the end user. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like
No one does,
you don't it doesn't make any lick of sense for all that stuff, because like what Fryman says, I never read that stuff. Everyone doesn't read it. so it's not out of the ordinary. So yeah, so I'm just, like I said, at least they figured it out. At least this girl's gonna do it. You know what, if anything, this girl clearly likes taking the risk of these seizures, so I mean, I'm pretty sure she's gonna have to update this writer has to update this once she messes around with it a little bit further. But still, it's like, wow.
I mean, and not to discredit her or anything. Like you say it, and he doesn't. The thing is when it's normal for you, you don't really think about it, and there are things that like I still enjoy that I know I have to look away during this point. I have to look away during this point, and it sucks when you're trapped inside a body that no longer works properly, and you can't enjoy the other things that other people are enjoying. And that's what I talked about with The Last of Us too. Like I got to see what you guys got to see, right? And I was able to like edit everything down. And so I understand why she's like, I pushed through it anyways. Like, who cares? And I understand, because it's like at the end of the day, I'm gonna have a seizure anyway. I might as well have I'm enjoying myself. Right? Hello. Screw it. And I get it. I totally understand his point on that, because it's like, what, you know what? Screw it. Who cares?
To the point, Fryman, I was just loading Ghost Recon Breakpoint, and it put up a seizure warning as a whole screen in the beginning anytime you open the game. Yeah, that's
Call
what
of Duty does.
That's what we were expecting.
Yeah, Call of Duty, I could definitely see that too.
Zombies kind of screws me out.
Oh, I was gonna say, shoot, the campaign. There's moments in the campaign that were absolutely insane. Like it's crazy to think that they wouldn't put something up to notify people. That is, it's like that is like that the
Neon
colors in that alone.
Hello.
Yeah, it's like that game is super intense visually. Like, how do you not put something up, some sort of warning to let people know?
It was a little
silly.
Like I
said, hey, they fixed it. I mean, they're still
not good enough. No, I'm just playing.
There's still kinks to it. We just gotta deal with it.
Maybe they'll give us more options. Hopefully that's what this leads to. You know what I mean? More diversity.
Most definitely. So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, this game is going to clearly go through a lot of patches.
Yeah.
Because like this is going to. I mean, like they're. I believe there is already a season pass for this game too. But like they already have a. Oh, there's going to be expansions. I mean, expansions to the initial story, to the base stories, and so I don't think it has a season pass, but like DLC. There's definitely going to be DLC and all this stuff for it. And knowing what CD Projekt Red likes to do, it's going to be. They have like probably like a 4-year roadmap on this thing. So we'll see how this is going to go. This is the base game, but it's definitely going to evolve. And that's why I'm in no hurry, absolute no hurry on playing this game, because I'm just like, okay, let me just see where it's going to go, and see how it's going to play out once everything's kind of normalizes, for the most part. So we'll see. Okay. Hey, Lex. Wow.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. What are your plans this week?
Are we already done?
Yep, we're already at an hour.
Oh, shenanigans. Smitty didn't have a topic? Oh.
Well, I didn't have we basically did the mostly of the game of the year. We just had we have to get up.
Oh, okay. Well, good question. I have to panic buy
You got
some
thrown
Christmas
off.
presents. I did. I was like waiting for. I'm like, oh, what's Smitty gonna talk about? So I'm gonna finish up some Christmas shopping. My pops called this morning and was like, "What are you and Dust want?" And I was like, "Home Depot and IKEA gift cards because we gonna paint and redo some stuff in this bee snatch."
Nice.
You know, next year I kind of want to make the house a little comfier. If we're gonna be stuck in a pandemic, I mean, I can't get the vaccine right away because
Oh my God! Have you been hearing all this stuff? Like
they haven't tested
work.
on COVID patients. They haven't
Yeah.
tested on people with underlying conditions, and it just got FDA approved.
My
So
thing is, it's like even like regular work. I mean, it's not like we know that there's a vaccine that's
we're
coming.
not going back.
My work is it said my work isn't going to come back. They said the soonest we're going to be available inside our offices is October.
Yeah,
That's insane.
Right. So why not make my house more inviting for us? Do you know what I mean? And Dust, he moved in a year and a half ago, and he isn't. His office is just his computer is set up, but the behind him is I trip
Nothing.
over everything in there, and he's like, I want to put like a cute little reading chair for you, and you know we have that, and it's like, well then let's do that. So also I have a brand new baby kitten. She's back here. You guys can't see her, but I kind of want to do. I've always wanted to do this. Is build an up. Like a whole system that she can run up on, and like build tunnels up here that are attached to the ceiling and that she can like hang out because there's already giant flowers on the wall. You guys never see any of this, but it looks like I'm in Alice in Wonderland in here. I'm obsessed with her, or Alice. Anyways, so I thought that'd be cool. But yeah, this week I'm just gonna play games, Christmas shop, and hang out, man. That's about it.
Awesome.
Nothing too
That's
exciting.
Awesome. That is slick as always. But
maybe get a new piercing. I don't know.
Just
I have a wild hair at my butt. You never know.
What's coming up.
Yeah.
Smitty, what about you? What's your plans for the week?
Yeah, like I said, we're going back live on Twitch and then Facebook and YouTube. So we'll be doing that. That's going to be a lot of fun. Then enjoying the holidays and whatnot. So I've got some vacation time left that I got to burn up, which will be nice because I'll get to sit down and do some grinding on some games, finish some stuff up, and you know I'm enjoying it and looking forward to hanging out with people and all that good stuff, man. It's been nice to you know again get back a little bit and de-stress a little bit and all that good stuff. So, what about yourself, my friend? Awesome. Yeah.
Oh man, so I am you know I took well because ever since that Death Nut challenge I decided not to stream the rest of the week. but the rest of the week I didn't stream.
Oh, no. Yeah. Oh, the Death Nut. I thought you said the death in my family. I'm like, that was a gloss over. What happened?
Yeah, so like
I'm gonna tummy.
I'm going, yeah, pretty much. Jesus. But I'm going to finish the expansion of Pokemon sometime next week. That was my plan. Today I was just gonna chill today. I was actually thinking about wanting to do karaoke. So since I can't go to a karaoke bar, I decided to go just mess around with mess around with Twitch Sings here fairly soon. So the first and last time my Jason are gonna be gone in January 1st. Yep. So that's gonna be a fun one. I haven't streamed since I died, but anyways. Yeah. So but so we're just it's gonna be a chill stream. A chill stream today, later this evening, probably in about an hour or so. But then the rest of the week is just gonna be Pokemon streaming and just messing around with the reviews and stuff. Oh, and getting ready for the interview too. So
yeah, I'm sorry. What about
Will
Don't worry about it.
Don't tell me not to worry about it. No.
Ignore it until I get a follow up on that.
Exclusive.
Pretend I didn't say anything. Oh, guys. Well, but that's cool. So, folks, this is episode number 76 of the CFG GameCast. Thank you for being a part of the conversation. This is our last episode of the year, so thank you so much for being a part of helping us grow. And we have some big things to come next year. We'll be back again on January 16th. So we probably won't see you until the end of the holidays. So until then, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy New Year to everyone that was a part of all of this. We'll be back again to be a part of the new conversations, and we want you to listen as always.
2021.
And, Yeah, and
Oh
while
my
you're waiting,
God.
you can always check us out on any podcast services like Apple, Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, Podbean, what have you. We just now got on Pandora, so there's no excuses to hear our sexy ass voices. We're all over the place. So yes, or go to our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, to check out the whole package of reviews and stuff that we definitely check out, that we definitely have. So, guys, this is Davis signing off with Lex and Smear. Oh, I was gonna say bearded Lex, but Lexi Beard and Smitty. Y'all have a happy holidays and take it easy.
More Christmas.
Bye.